In module 1 till now we have discussed on what is the introduction part, that is why the water is required, then the need of protected water supply, this we have seen. Then we have covered what is demand of water, what are the different types of demand of water. In that we have covered the domestic water demand, industrial water demand, institutional, commercial, public use, and the in case of fire accident we have seen the different formulas how to determine the water requirement in case of the fire accident. Regarding this, we are going to discuss in detail in today's class. In order to solve the problem, theoretical part we have already covered it. We are going to discuss the problems related with the fire demand. Then we have covered the fire factors affecting the per capita demand, variations in demand of water, then the peak factor we need to discuss, then design period and the factors governing design period. Okay, this we have discussed. Then in today's class we are concentrating on the what is population forecasting, why it is important, and the different methods of population forecasting. And if the time is available, then we'll see one or two problems on the population forecasting method. Okay, so right now we will be covering what is fire demand and its fire demand we have covered it. We are going to see the estimation part of it. In case of fire accidents, right, we want a huge quantity of water because we need to extinguish the sudden due to the sudden fire accident we require a huge amount of water, and as well as it has to be passed with the pressure as we discussed in the last class. Okay, and for this fire accident we need to keep the sufficient amount of water requirement as an urgency thing. So we will see how we are going to determine the water requirement in case of fire accidents. We will be having the four formulas, right? First formula is we have seen it, but just again we will be concentrating because before the problem solving we will be again refreshing it. So first formula is Kuchling's formula, that is Q is equal to 3182 square root P. Now here P is nothing but the population in thousand as we have discussed, and Q is the discharge, that is the amount of water required. Okay, then the Buston's formula, the second formula is Buston's formula. It is given as Q is equal to 5663 square root P. Again P is population in thousands. Then Freeman's formula, Q is nothing but Q is equal to 1136 into bracket P divided by 5 plus 10. Then National Board of Fire Underwriters formula, it is given by Q is equal to 4637 square root P into the bracket 1 minus 0.01 square root P. Okay, now we will be seeing the problem as, see, you need to remember P is nothing but the population in thousand. Means suppose if it is 50,000. Okay, suppose if it is 50,000. Okay, how we are going to calculate the population? Because it is given in thousands, so what we are going to do is we are going to divide it by 1000. So what is the population in thousand now? It is P is equal to 50. Okay, so P, if it is 50,000, then P we should take it as 50 because it is a population in thousand. So P we are going to take it as 50. This is just for an example, and might be in exam you may get these kind of a problem along with the population forecasting. So we will see the first problem, that is compute the fire demand for a city having a population of 1,40,000. See here 1,40,000 is given, so this is our main requirement here. So P they have given, and compute the fire demand, that is Q you need to calculate. Okay, using the various formulas. So which are the various formulas? The first formula is Kuchling formula. So what is the Kuchling formula? It is 3182 square root P. Okay. Now we are going to write it as 3182 square root P. P is how much here? It is 1,40,000. So population in thousands we are going to take. So if we divide 1,40,000 divided by 1000, we are going to get P as 140. So we are going to get the water in case of liters per minute. Okay, Q is in liters per minute. So while telling you the theory, I have told that the discharge will be in terms of liters per minute. So we are getting Q as 37,650 liters per minute. So we needed to find in terms of Qmax. So we needed to convert this liter to meter cube. Okay, so for that purpose, what we are going to do is 1 meter cube is equal to 1000 liters. So if the liter we want to convert in meter cube, what we are going to do is we are going to divide this liter divided by 1000. So how much meter cube we are going to get? We are going to get 37.65 meter cube per minute. Now if we want the answer in Qmax, so what we are going to do? Now meter cube we have found. Qmax is what? Qmax is nothing but meter cube per second. So till now we have found meter cube. Liter we have converted into meter cube. Okay, 1000, it is 37,650 liter per minute. Okay, 1 meter cube is equal to 1000 liter. So how many liters it is? 37,650 liters. So if we want this in meter cube, what we have done? We have divided it by 1000. So we have got 37.65 meter cube per minute. Now here minute is there. Okay, here minute is there. Our answer we want in, if we want in Qmax, then what we should do? 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. Okay, meter cube, because we want the answer in meter cube per second. So we are going to divide it by 60. So we are going to get the answer in 0.627 Qmax. I hope the first problem by Kuchling's formula is clear to you. Okay, then the same method we are going to implement here also, but we are going to use the different formulas. Then for Burston formula, right, for Burston formula, what is the formula we are having? Q is equal to 5663 square root P. Okay, then P is again 140, because population in 1000, 1,40,000 divided by 1000, we are going to get 140. Okay, then if we do this, if we simplify this, we are going to get 67,000 liters per minute. Okay, again liter, if we want to convert 67,000 liter, if we want to convert it to the meter cube, what we are going to do? We are going to divide it by 1000. So we are going to get 67,000 meter cube per minute. Again minute, we need to convert it into seconds. We are going to get 1.117 meter cube per second. I hope this is also clear to you. Then Freeman's formula. Okay, what is the formula? Q is equal to 1136 divided by into P divided by 5 plus 10. Then again P is 140. Then again 43,001. If we simplify this, we are going to get 43,168 liter per minute. Okay, liter again to meter cube, we are going to get 43.168 meter cube per minute. Then divided by 60 in order to convert minute to seconds. Then we are going to get the answer as 0.179 meter cube per second. Meter cube per second is nothing but Qmax. Okay, then we need to solve by National Board of Fire Underwriter formula. So the formula is Q is equal to 4637 square root P into 1 minus 0.01 square root P. So P is 140. Again liter per minute, liter to meter cube, 48.37 meter cube per minute. Then again minute to seconds. So we have got the answer as 0.806 meter cube per second. So this is what your problem this is how we are going to solve the problem on fire demand. So you need to remember these particular formulas when such kind of a problem is asked in exam, or specifically they may ask you solve by Kuchling formula or solve by Buston formula. Might be two formulas they specifically they may ask. So you need to remember the all the formulas. There is no option, because again there are the digits are four digits, different digits are there. So you need to remember it. There is no alternative for that rather than remembering. You need to remember the formulas. In short, how you can remember the names is, you can remember the first word of these names. Okay, so KBFN you can remember. Then Q, then square root P is in two formulas, it is common. Then for Kuchling it is 3182 square root P. Then for Buston it is 5663 square root P. Okay, and here it is a bit changes there. Freeman it is 1136 P divided by 5 plus 10. Then Q is equal to 4637 square root P. Again here bracket is there. So first for 2 square root is there. Okay, KB square root is there. Then here it is into bracket. So you need to remember. Then for conversion, okay, liter per minute. If you want to convert into meter cube per minute, what you need to do is liter per minute divided by 1000, whatever the answer you are going to get. Okay, so it is in terms of liter per minute. So if you divided it by 1000, you are going to get in terms of meter cube per minute. Then meter cube per minute, if you want to in terms of meter cube per second, then if you divided it by 60, you are going to get it in terms of meter cube per second. Now the next topic in your first module is the population forecasting. That is, I think you have an idea about the forecasting. Forecasting is nothing but the pretending the future. Okay, now why this population forecasting? Your water supply, if you want to design any water supply line, you cannot design it for the present population. The reason is the population it is going to increase or it is going to decrease. Suppose if it is going to decrease, and if you have designed it for a higher population, usually it doesn't create a problem whenever you are going to have the larger design. But suppose if you have designed it for a smaller population and your population has increased tremendously, okay, then what happens is whatever the design you have designed, that will be insufficient to give the service to the people. For example, if you have designed the population of around 10,000, if you have designed the water supply line for the population of 10,000, and suppose if you have not taken the population into the consideration, and suppose if the population has suddenly increased or it has increased to 20,000, then you have designed it for 10,000. So what is happening is your purpose is not going to be served, and ultimately your whatever you are designed, that is you have designed for supplying the water to the people, it will be proven insufficient, and again you need to have the construction, or again they lay down the pipe according to the requirements. So again you will be wasting too much amount for supplying the water to the increased population. For that, what we are going to do is, as I have told, as a design period, we have told we are going to design the water supply line for the period of around 20 to 40 years future population. Okay, so we needed to consider these increased population rather than the present population. We should not design, whenever we are going to design any supply line, we should design it for the future population. Okay, so in order to determine this future population, we are going to have the population forecasting. That means population overall, what I will tell you what is population forecasting is, we are from the present known population, we will be imagining, or we will be calculating the future population that may be expected. Okay, so it cannot be accurate, but it cannot be accurate, but it is overall it is going to give an idea that how the population is going to increase. Okay, now the population in your growth is going to be dependent on the three factors, that is the number of birth, okay, then number of deaths and the number of migration. Now as I'll take the consideration of India, right, as India is having a huge population, right? Here we can expect that the exponential growth in population. The birth is continuously, it is exponentially, it is continuously, it goes on increasing. Okay. In the countries like in India, it is continuous births are there. So that is the reason why the population is, yeah, already our population is more. Then again the continuous births are happening. So the population will be continuously increasing. But this will not be the case for other different countries. There are some countries where the population again it might be decreasing also. But for India, it is increasing continuously. Now that number of deaths, see, just will again go to the first criteria, that is births. Wherever already the population is very less, right, there the population growth may not be too much exponential. Okay, it might be increase, or due to the some diseases it might decrease because already the population is less. There are so many factors which are involved with this. Then next is the deaths, number of deaths. Okay, as we will take the consideration of India, as the number of birth it is we are going to consider, the number of deaths is very less. We are considering Indian case. Okay, now here due to a good amount of medical facilities, right, the number of deaths are, it is less. Okay, so that is also one of the reason why the birth rate in India, or why the population is continuously increasing, is due to the good amount of your medical support, or medically we have grown. Okay, next is the migrations. Now what is, if the person is moving from one place to the other place, that we are going to consider it as the migration. Okay, so that is nothing but a migration. So if the people are continuously, the people will be moving from one city to the other city, but if they are suddenly, if they are moving due to any incidents, then that particular migration is going to have an impact. Okay, so I hope these three factors are clear to you. Then we will be seeing how to determine the population by using the different formulas. Okay, so method of population forecasting. Here we are going to have the different methods of population forecasting. I'll tell you the names one by one. Here we are going to have arithmetic increase method. The second method is your geometrical increase method. The third method is your incremental increase. Fourth is decreasing rate of growth method. Then simple graphical method. Then comparative graphical method. Okay, so graphical zoning method. So various methods are there. First we will see, we will solve the problems one by one in each method, and then we will go in depth regarding each and every method. So first method is arithmetic increase method. First method is the arithmetic increase method. In this particular method is based on the assumption that the population increases at a constant rate, that is the rate of population with the time is constant. In this particular method it is assumed that the population increases at a constant rate. Okay, now here we are going to use the formula Pn is equal to P naught plus Nx bar. Okay, now here we need to understand what is this Pn and P naught plus N and X bar. Okay, now here what is Pn? Pn is forecasted population after n decades. Okay, I'll just meanwhile I'll tell you later. Okay, just right now you need to see just forecasted population after n decades. Suppose if now then P naught is equal to population at present. Now what is the year we are into? We are into 2020. Okay, so it is P naught is population at present. Okay, Pn, suppose if we want the population in 2050, then the forecasted population after n decade, in from 2020 to 2050, how many decades will be there? So 3 decades. Okay, then x bar is nothing but average of population increase in the known decades. That means from 2020 to 2050, what is the average increase of a population, or the it is not the average from the known decades, it is average of population increase in the known decades. Means before 2020, what is the average population is going to be increased. This, regarding this, whenever we are going to solve the problem, you will be clarifying regarding it. Okay, then your Pn is equal to P naught plus Nx bar. Just I'll give an example. Suppose if we want the population at 2050, okay, and if I give you the population at 2020, then that is equal to P 2020. Now from 2020 to 2050, how many decades are there? There are 3 decades, that is 20 to 30 1 decade, 30 to 40 2 decade, 40 to 50 3 decades. X bar is, it is, suppose before 2020, this is now P naught is the population at present, or you can say it as the last known decade. When the more it is going to be clear when you are going to solve the problem regarding this. So now let us discuss. I hope the formula is clear. Pn is equal to nothing but the forecasted population, P naught is present population or the last known population, n is number of decades, x bar is the average population increase in the known decade. Okay, now we will see P naught is equal to P1. How we are going to calculate? P1 is equal to P naught plus 1 x bar. So it is the population after 1 decade. P2 is equal to P naught plus 2 x bar. P naught is what? P naught is the last known population, 2 is the after it is P2 is equal to P naught plus 2x bar. So P naught is the last known population, 2 is the population after 2 decades, x bar is the average of population increase in the last known decade. So like this, if we go on doing like this, we are going to get the formula Pn is equal to P naught plus Nx bar. Pn is the forecasted population, P naught is the last known population plus Nx bar. N is the number of decades, okay, after the last known population. That is, I'll give you an example, 2020 to 2050, how many decades? 3 decades. X bar is the average of population increase. So this is regarding your first method of population forecasting, that is by arithmetic increment method. The formula is very simple. Pn is equal to P naught plus Nx bar. I will repeat, Pn is equal to P naught plus Nx bar. So the formula is very simple. I hope these, in order to solve the problem, these notations you should be very clear with these particular notations. In tomorrow's class, we will be solving the problem on method of population forecasting, that is the arithmetic, the first method, the arithmetic increase method, and we are going to see what is the geometrical increase method, and we are going to solve the problem on the arithmetic increase method and the geometric increase method. And if the time available, then we will be seeing the formulas of other methods. So this is what we have talked regarding today's class. We have in today's class we have seen what is or how to solve the problem on your fire demand. Okay, we have used 4 formulas, that is Kuchling's, okay, Kuchling formula, Buston formula, Freeman formula, National Board formula. Then we have seen the different conversions for that. Then we have seen what is population forecasting, what are the factors it is going to be affected, the population, how it is going to be get affected. Then we have seen the first method of the population increase, that is arithmetic increase method. We have seen the formula is for arithmetic increase method, Pn is equal to P naught plus Nx bar. Okay, so in tomorrow's class we will be discussing the other methods. Thank you.